Representative Ammons, I greatly appreciate the working relationship that you and I have had to this point. I think we've shown that together we can do some very positive things, and I appreciate that. Senate Bill 9 was maybe the highlight of my first year here. And so I was a little surprised to hear about this yesterday when the amendment got dropped in the executive committee. Because there are 4 of us here in this chamber that represent significant parts of Champaign County. And I felt like maybe a better approach would be a more collaborative approach to bring all the stakeholders to the table. And certainly we want to work towards having better representation. That's a laudable goal. But what's the rush on this? Why not come to the table and bring everybody together and have a more collaborative process on this?
That's a very good question, and I'm glad you asked. Back in March of this year, I learned that the chief judge is retiring. And he put in an article in the News Gazette, and you can look it up, that he's timing his retirement to the process of selecting his own replacement so that he can ensure that a Republican judge replaces him. And they ran it in the article of the News Gazette. And I looked at that and I said, well, that's interesting that no one is having a problem with all 11 judges being Republican in Champaign County and not giving fair representation to the bench for the people of Champaign County. Public participation is critical on the judiciary, and as well as fair dealing and transparency in the selection process. And so this reform, it has followed Will County, McHenry County, Kane, Lake, and Cook, is designed specifically to bring balance to the bench.
Well, I would beg to differ that dropping language in an amendment basically 24 hours before we take a vote of completely changing the judicial circuits in the state would be transparent. I disagree with the definition there. In our analysis, this says that
Representative, ladies and gentlemen, a little quiet. Thank you. Representative, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In our analysis, it says that this is a suggestion of Champaign County. Has Champaign County government officially taken a stance on this? Is this an official stance of Champaign County, the Champaign County Board? Has this been voted on?
I don't represent Champaign County Board. I'm working in the legislature. All of the reform issues I've driven based on my own work and research.
Now, we've addressed apparently the fiscal note, and I would dispute the fiscal note that there's no fiscal impact of creating a new judicial circuit. There's a whole new administrative apparatus that has to be built. But of course, I was a county board chairman in my former position, and so I understand the county budget pretty well and understand that part of the duties of the administration of the courts falls to the local government. Has Champaign County been contacted to the fiscal impact of the county? And is Champaign County able to handle the fiscal impact of the administration of a new court circuit?
This is not changing the administrative personnel of Champaign County at all.
Well, there is a cost to the county. That is a cost in the county budget, court administration budgets, jury selection, et cetera. That is part of the county budget. There will be a cost incurred. And I think it's relevant to actually talk to the people that this is going to affect before we push it forward.
There is no additional cost to the county. The county will administrate its courts the way it normally administrates its courts.
I would disagree with that. You're going to have to build an entire new administrative apparatus. I already asked, the questions have already been asked about whether we've been in contact with the 6th Judicial Circuit, or whether we've been in contact with the Administrative Office of Illinois Courts, or with the Supreme Court. So, to the bill, you know, certainly I think myself, as well as the other representatives that represent Champaign County, would be willing to come to the table and have a meaningful discussion if there needs to be changes in the judicial circuit. That's something that I would definitely look forward to being included on. But I think this is rushed. This is all happening in about a 24-hour period. And I know for a fact that nobody from the 6th Judicial Circuit has been contacted. Nobody at the Illinois Supreme Court level has been contacted. There's not been any official position taken from Champaign County, and I think this is rushed. And I respectfully ask that we put the brakes on this, and I ask for a no vote. Thank you.